first edition of Fast Facts for Parents. Today we're going to talk about dinner time and the importance of dinner time. I have with me Dr. Doris Jones. She's a licensed Christian counselor who specializes in family crisis and abuse therapy. Doris, some of the things I found was that when you research, it tells you that if you have dinner with your family at least 4 times a week, it has a positive effect on your child. It actually lowers their risk of obesity, lowers the risk of substance abuse, lowers their risk of eating disorders, and increases their ability to graduate from school. Could you talk to us a little bit about some of the benefits that you've seen in your practice?
One of the main things with parents having dinner with their children is connections. See, our children live in a private world, and unless you are communicating and present with your child, they won't let you into that world. So when you have dinner with your children, one of the things that you do is you enter into that world, and children do feel value, and they feel like they are a part of something, and everybody needs to belong to something. So why not belong to your family?
Some of the other things that we've noticed through research is the purpose of dinner time really builds your child's communication skills. It helps them expand their vocabulary, teaches them how to listen, as well as it helps them developmentally. Like Doris said, it gives them a sense of security, a sense of belonging, and it helps them nutritional wise because it encourages them in healthy eating habits as you're talking and visiting together at the table. And I think one of the good suggestion is that if you would remember, when we sit at the table, it's really not just about feeding ourselves. It's a time to engage with our family. So Doris, could you give us some suggestions on how to make the most of our dinner time together as a family?
I feel like one of the first things you need to do is make it fun. If you're going to have dinner with your children, don't make it an interrogation process. Make it where children feel like you're just having a conversation and engaging into their world. Because our children do live in a private world, and one of the things they do want is for you to engage them. If your son is playing football or something and he had a bad day at sports, ask him about that and say, "That's okay, son, we'll get him next time." Or if your daughter is trying to make new friends and she finds a new friend today, engage her in that and make her feel like she's very, very important and special in that. So I think one of the main things we need to do at the dinner table is make sure it is fun.
Doris, I'm so glad you said make it fun. But the challenge for that as a parent is when we're at the dinner time table and we're talking about their day, and I ask them, how was your day? Sometimes I get answers like, it was fine. So can you help us as parents with some suggestions on types of questions that we can ask?
Ask them open-ended questions. So what that means is instead of just asking a question where you get a one-word answer, instead of saying, "How was your day?" and they say, "Fine," instead you can say, "What types of things did you do in your day?" And that will evoke several different answers. So that will bring forth a conversation between you and your child.
Dinner time is such a valuable time that one thing I want to make sure is very important to make the most of your time together as a family is to make sure there's no devices, no electronics. So that means no TV, no iPad, no phones, none of those things that would cause a distraction. We have it at our family that we call it hang up and hang out. So I challenge you this week to try to have dinner with your family at least 4 times and be an impact in your child's life.